A man charged with multiple sex crimes against children in Maryland has ties to a Comstock Park church.
13 on Your Side was contacted about Thomas Pinkerton back in March.
13 on Your Side's Kelly Lichter has been following this story for months. And Kelly, what have you found?
Juliet Pinkerton, who is no longer associated with the Comstock Park church, has been under investigation since last year, but was arrested just this week.
Tori Grunwell started going to the New Chapel Church in Comstock Park in 2020. She was childhood friends with and a housekeeper for the church's pastor.
Always been able to reach out to them, with concerns and that kind of stuff until recently. And then when I started making my concerns known, they stopped responding to me.
Grunwell came to 13 on Your Side in March of this year expressing concerns about a member of the church, a different pastor, Tommy Pinkerton.
He was one of the youth group leaders and the treasurer of our church on the board since the beginning of the start of this church 10 years ago. He's been very active in our church as a youth pastor and being a traveling evangelist.
According to screenshots taken from the church's website in March, Pinkerton was listed as the church's treasurer. He is not anymore, and his recorded messages have been scrubbed from their website. Pinkerton was one of her son's youth leaders, and she was already uncomfortable by his actions at the church.
Went out of his way during services to point out my son and talk about how anointed he was and the face of God is upon him, and all of these really faith-based things coming out of his mouth to my son.
She said she contacted multiple people in the church about the allegations.
In that conversation, they told me it was true, and that they just kept asking how I knew. They wanted to know the people who told me and how this information got out.
But as she kept pressing for answers, she says she was kicked out of the church and blocked by people she considered her church family.
I'm just praying that all the truth comes out and that anybody who has been betrayed in this receives the answers that they deserve for our kids.
Grunwell has pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge for threatening the lead pastor at New Chapel, which she said was because she wasn't getting answers. For months, 13 on Your Side has looked into Pinkerton, trying to find arrest records, until this week when Pinkerton was arrested in Georgia and extradited to Maryland. Pinkerton is charged in Baltimore County with multiple counts of child abuse, assault, sexual abuse of a minor, and sexual offense. The investigation into Pinkerton started in October of last year when multiple men came forward expressing they were abused by Pinkerton while a part of his youth group in Maryland between 2006 and 2010. The men claimed Pinkerton had a group of minor boys known as favorites, with the victims claiming Pinkerton would sexually assault them primarily at his home in Maryland, often, as the court documents claim, justifying it with religion. In a statement to 13 on Your Side, New Chapel Church said, "We were heartbroken to hear of these serious allegations that occurred in Baltimore, Maryland nearly 20 years ago, and communicated the situation to our church family after severing all ties with the accused several months back. Our prayers and continued cooperation are toward justice for the victims." Detectives do believe there may be more victims of Pinkerton's abuse who have yet to come forward. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Baltimore County Crimes Against Children Unit. At this time, Pinkerton is not charged with any crimes in Michigan.
Pinkerton's attorney told 13 on Your Side Pinkerton denies the allegations and anxiously awaits his day in court and believes a jury will exonerate him of all charges. In the newsroom, I'm Kelly Lichter, 13 on Your Side.